Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm just answering some questions that you have. It's probably better if I look at the lens. I thought I answered my fun little backdrop here. There's my Pac-Man machine, and I'll keep on looking at the screen. Anyway, my Pac-Man machine. I like to play games. I'm an 80s kid. What can you expect? But I've got some questions that you guys have asked me. I've kind of made them all into one big list, or a list that pretty much covers everything. At this point, go ahead and any questions you have, please put them on the blog. Sending them to me via email makes it so that I answer that, and then I get the same question over and over again. So these are like compiled of the questions that I received. So if you could just please post your questions on the blog, that way everybody can see the answers to them. Okay, now if I haven't got you confused. Okay, the first one I think is kind of funny because on the main subscriptionrocket.com webpage there is a video that I think to some degree at least explains what Subscription Rocket is. But I do get a lot of questions that people get actually on the list and the announcement list, and then they ask what is Subscription Rocket. And well, Subscription Rocket in a nutshell is a service where you will work with other webmasters to build your newsletter list, your newsletter subscribers. So if, for example, you have a website on photography, well, you'd be working with other webmasters to build your list as well as they're building their list. You place a piece of website code onto each of your pages. It will display a pop-up window that will allow people to select the newsletters they want to subscribe to, and then when the person enters in their information, hit submit, and the subscriptions are handled. It's basically known as a co-registration service, but it's targeted. It's not ready to show up on anybody who's participating site, but you'll be showing up on the people that are participating in your niche. So that's how you get targeted leads. Okay, so I hope that explains it in a nutshell what it is. I don't want to get into any technical explanations or anything like that because it's not necessary. Let's see. Okay, what autoresponder service can I use with Subscription Rocket? That's a good question. Nowadays, as I like to say, everybody and their grandma, as far as autoresponder services, don't want to allow you to use a co-registration service to build your leads with. And I appreciate their reasons why, because they really don't know where the leads are coming from or how things are handled. At the same time, they're limiting you in really what the web was set up for. The web is to allow people to connect and work together and that kind of thing. And that's what Subscription Rocket does. It allows you to work together with like-minded webmasters. So I understand the viewpoint of the autoresponder services. At the same time, it does limit us. I will get in more detail of that, but just understand that not all autoresponder services are cool with co-registration services, whether it's Subscription Rocket or any of the other ones that exist. So that's an answer, but it's also a to be continued answer. Okay, can form submission be used? People have wanted to know that. Well, if I have on my website, I think like iContact or Constant Contact. They use like a form that you have to fill out from the website. Well, Constant Contact actually even makes you jump through a couple loops to just get on that person's list. At this point in time, it's not going to use, Subscription Rocket cannot use any service that uses a form to submit. You have to have an email address that a subscription can be sent to. And the reason is because if Subscription Rocket tries to connect to your website to submit the form, there's just a lot of things that can go wrong. Your server could be down, it could be busy at that time, and Subscription Rocket can't just sit there to handle yours and then all the other people that may be having the same issue. Their server's having an issue. It's going to bog down Subscription Rocket, and that won't be fair to everybody else. At the same time, there's a lot of different ways that forms can be handled, and that just creates a nightmare for Subscription Rocket, myself, and then my programmers and that kind of thing. So it's just kind of out of the question at this point. But things could change in the future. But at this point in time, it's just too crazy. Okay, when will it go online? Well, that's always a good question. And as any software producer or creator knows, it's never good to give out a date. But with that being said, right now we're alpha testing some of the features, and I appreciate all you alpha testers out there watching the video. And if anybody does want to be a tester, just drop me an email, support@subscriptionrocket.com, and let me know you'd like to help with testing. But at the same time, I can't give it an exact date. We're testing certain things right now, and I want to be up yesterday, but certain things just have to be done. A lot of things have changed in the web since the first version that was out, the first version of the service. And so, there's a lot of spam issues, a lot of things that I have to look to see what's going on and make sure that they're covered. The whole goal is to really have a valuable service for everybody, just like the previous one. But again, like I said, there's a lot of things that have changed, and so, people want to, right off the bat, just say Subscription Rocket is nothing but, a service that, again, like with the autoresponders companies, well, it's a co-registration service, we don't want to work with you. In other words, I got a lot of stuff that I've got to check out, make sure that it's working right, making sure that we're staying above the line, and doing what's right as best as possible, because look, I want the service to be around for a long time. I use it myself, and so it all comes down to, it's got to be done right. So I can't give an exact date of when it will be available, but we're getting close, so that should give some inclination, so to speak. Okay, can Subscription Rocket only add new unique leads? It wastes credits. I had a particular person that asked this question, and let me explain what happens. When you show one of those, the pop-up windows for people to select newsletters to be subscribed to, you get credits for that happening on your website. For each credit you have, in other words, one credit, you are then shown on somebody else's website. And what this person was saying is that if he gets somebody that signs up to their newsletter and they're already on his list, can that be checked out if they're already on the list before they're added and then not have that user credit and everything? Well, the reality is it goes back to the same thing with the forms. There's no way for me to connect into your subscription service or your autoresponder that you're using and check if that person's already on the list, and then if your autoresponder's down and all that kind of thing. It just is a bottleneck, and so it can't be done. But the way the service is you really should have more than enough credits for the most part all the time if you have some constant traffic to your website. And then also one thing that hasn't been mentioned on the site, and I need to really give a little more detailed explanation on the site, is when you refer people to the service, every time they show a pop-up window, then you receive credits also from that. So it's not only just what you're doing on your website, but the people that you refer to. So it has an affiliate program built in, and the affiliate program gives you credits. So hopefully this is a good enough Q&A session for you. Hopefully it made sense. If you'd like some clarification, please drop me a note on the blog, and that's subscriptionrocket.com/blog, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions there. So with that said, and those answered, I'm going to play me a game of Pac-Man. Talk to you guys later.